The 1990s, a truly different time than what we live in now. The feudal age of the internet, the true stomping ground of Beanie Babies, and something smelled like teen spirit. I don't think we ever figured out what it was. It was probably you, wasn't it, Stinky? Today I want to take a look at this time period, and I think that one amazing way to reflect on a period of time is to look at the toys kids were playing with at the time. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna look at some toys. Most, if not all of these came out in the 90s, but if they didn't at least come out in the 90s, they were prevalent and being played with in the 90s. So if something on this list was released in 1987 but was still super prominent in the 90s, I'm counting it. I don't care. Let's do this. Pogo balls. Do you love your children? Do you want what's best for them in life? Do you want them to grow up to be successful and go to college? Then Pogo Ball is not the right product for you, dude. Pogo Balls are basically a bouncy ball surrounded by a frisbee that you bounce off of. I can see why this would be appealing to kids. It seems like a pogo stick, but maybe a little bit easier to use. I could never figure those fuckers out. The biggest problem here was safety, because duh. What you see is what you get with this thing. No straps to keep you seated or any other kind of safety measure on these things. Just bounce, man. Hell, the commercial I found for this didn't even show kids wearing a helmet when using this. And from what I can garner, injuries weren't an uncommon experience for kids using this thing. It's like the creators of this product were more concerned with making a product that would make them more money than the actual safety of their product. Boy, am I glad we live in a time where we are past that as a society. Maximum sweat. Wrestling. Whether we like to admit it or not, we all watched wrestling as a child at least once as a kid, purely for the big sweaty men. Well, WWF, now known as the WWE, knew exactly what the children yearned for because they gave us the Maximum Sweat line of wrestling action figures. Yes sirree, just pump these figures full of the official Federation sweat that comes with the toy, or just water, and it'll fucking sweat. The water that you put in these figures just seeps through little holes they put in the figures, I guess, because that's something that kids really wanted, apparently.
Hey dude, wanna play wrestling?
Yeah, here comes The Rock. Better watch out.
Is he perspirating?
Duh. Does yours not sweat?
No.
Look at this loser. His Hulk Hogan figure doesn't sweat.
Son, your mother and I are getting a divorce.
Oh, man.
Ballzac. Yeah, what do I have to say here? It's called fucking Ballzac. I don't have to write anything witty or clever for this. The jokes just write themselves here.
Here's my little buddy, the Ballzac Sprat.
Ask you Ballzac, so where it's at.
Oh, hey son, what do you want for Christmas this year?
I want the wrestlers that sweat, and Ballzac.
Me too, son. Me too. Puppy surprise. Plushies are an age-old classic for children. Most people could tell you right off the bat the plushie that they bonded with the most as a child. This is my main squeeze Hippo Man. But you know what sucks the most about plushies? They aren't pregnant. Luckily for us, Puppy Surprise fixes that. A pregnant puppy that will bear you 3 to 5 puppies. Aww, how cute. I guess it's a cute concept if you're a little girl, which is something I have very little experience in, but this entire thing I just think has aged a little poorly. Of course the dog being pregnant is one thing, but just look at this thing. Something about it is very off-putting to me. Something about the plastic face and the plush body just feels off. It's like she's hiding her true form, and the dog fur is merely a facade to cover her true eldritch being body. Soccer boppers. Okay, I actually had these when I was a kid, and as someone who had a sibling, these things were perfect. Ridiculous, but perfect. Basically, these things blow up, you put them around your hand, and beat the shit out of the other person.
Boppers, soccer boppers, more fun than a pillow fight. Blow 'em up, put your hand inside, get ready to have the time of your life.
Holy shit, did you see that kid doing acrobatics? We got fucking Dick Grayson over here about to fuck you up with Soccer Bopper. I want to see a professional boxing match done with these things. That sounds like it would be very entertaining. Furby. Alright, in terms of obscurity, this one isn't, but I would be remiss if I didn't talk about Furby in a video about 90s toys. My brother had a Furby, and therefore I had one as well. Let me tell you though, these things brought genuine terror into my life. I'm sure it was just a coincidence, but it always felt like weird stuff happened when that Furby was around. Electronics would just kind of glitch out around the Furby, and general bad luck happened when I was around that thing. And in the mind of a child, that was 100% proof that that thing was haunted. I'm not kidding, that thing would literally talk unprompted in the middle of the night with its batteries out. I'm not the only one who's experienced this either. So many people out there have had their Furbies talk to them without the batteries and have been genuinely terrified. I can find so many stories about this online whenever I look. They even made a video game about this. It's called Tattletale, and it's honestly a fucking awesome game. I love this game so much, and I recommend checking it out if you haven't seen it before. I would really love to see a Furby horror movie, honestly. That sounds like it would be really good and pretty unsettling. Instead, we're just getting rebranded more family-friendly, slightly less creepy, but still pretty creepy Furbies, which is alright, but come on, lean into the horror of it.
Insultator.
I think out of everything on this list, this is the most unapologetically 90s thing on it. A device that you can press buttons on, and it just spews insults.
You're a super gross, wormy weasel. You're a totally weird, obnoxious geek. You're a big, stinky, creepy whip.
Imagine it's the 90s, and you're a kid who gets bullied at school, but today, you're gonna show the bully who's boss with your insultator. Your bully approaches you, you pull out the device, you press a button.
You're a big, stinky, creepy whip.
He beats the shit out of you. What a time to be alive. Also, we can all agree there's no way this isn't a Doofenshmirtz invention, right? The insultator? This is definitely something he would make when the Starbucks barista mispronounced his name for the 50th time in a row.
Electronic dream phone.
This is Character.ai before Character.ai was ever a thing. This is a board game where you can use a plastic phone to call boys and figure out which one likes you.
Who's got a crush on you? Hello,
Okay, why does this commercial have 12-year-old girls calling what looks to be 30-year-old men? I fucking hate this! I don't think they actually talk to you, though. I think they just give you hints to which boy likes you, like it's a more elaborate game of Guess Who.
He's not wearing a hat.
Bye, guys. What'd he say? My secret. Cute.
He's not at the beach.
See you later.
But the concept is still pretty hilarious to me.
Dan! Dan, my man!
Oh.
Yes!
Pokemon cards.
Pokemon, whatever the hell this thing is called, these are basically just some dude's fan fiction of animals that aren't even real. And there's like hundreds of them. You expect kids to keep track of all that? There was absolutely no way this franchise would ever take off, and I think it's really funny how fucking stupid some of these cards were. Raticate? Bro, that's just a rat you named Kate. No one's gonna buy this stuff. Predictably, this franchise flopped, never took off, and is now looked back on as nothing more than just a cheap knockoff of Digimon.
Sky dancers.
Sky dancers are these little fairy toys that you pull the string and they fly into the air like a little helicopter. You've probably seen this video of a more modern version of one of them.
First you put it on here, then you press the lock it button. That's that. And then it'll fly up in just a second. See? And then
Yeah, these bitches ended up being recalled. With the unpredictable nature of these things, I bet you can probably guess why these things were recalled. The company who made them, Galoob, had 150 plus injury reports, which included eye damage, broken teeth, bad cuts on the face, and even a fucking broken rib? The others I can understand how this happened, but how did a child get a broken rib from this thing? I need to know the story.
Hey kid, you got my money?
Not yet. Mommy says I only get $5 a week for allowance.
We're gonna pay either way, bitch. Jiba Jaba.
Jiba Jaba was a little doll toy that kids could play with and shake around. It had those funny little tubes in it that made silly noises when shaken. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Jiba Jaba is a little clown. His fuzzy head wobbles all around. Give him a shake, that's all it'll take. See what Jiba Jaba's got to say.
I think this is actually a cute concept for a toy. Despite the fact that it might annoy the shit out of some parents, I think I would have liked this as a kid. Surely this innocent toy sparked no controversy, right? Yeah, this scared the shit out of people in the 90s because they thought this doll would directly lead kids to start shaking babies and killing them. Jiba Jaba is a gateway drug to shaking babies, apparently. They didn't immediately recall the product, but apparently they put a slip of paper in with the toy warning children about shaken baby syndrome and not to do it. And I know it's dark, but that's a little funny to me.
Oh boy, a new toy, I'm so excited.
Yeah, I sure am a fun toy. Just remember, don't shake infants. Oh, I wasn't gonna...
Don't fucking do it, Steven!
And that's it. That was every toy ever released in the 90s. There were no more after that. You could research that claim, but I bet you'd rather go play on a pogo ball, wouldn't you?
Jiba Jaba is a little clown. His fuzzy head wobbles all around. Give him a shake, that's all it'll take. See what Jiba Jaba's got to say.